Have you ever had those moments where you're looking for the meaning of life? Have you ever had those moments where life seems to strip everything that was important for you away? Now, this is a very common feeling for men in modern society, and you might think it's isolated to men in modern society, but I believe it is something that has plagued us for centuries, if not millennia. One thing that I've always learned, and I'm always surprised by, is when you read different information from the Stoics, which is ancient Greek philosophers. And if you've never dove into Stoic philosophy, definitely check out some Ryan Holiday stuff. But that is not the book that I want to recommend today. And in Stoic philosophy, there is this idea that they talk about life and the words they use. And oftentimes they'll say these things, and you're like, I can't tell that was 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago, or that was yesterday. Which speaks to the human condition that, as modern society, we try to engineer out of our life. But that human condition is essentially that thing that we don't acknowledge and understand, but we try to play around, and then we can't figure out why life doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. So today's book recommendation is A Man's Search for Meaning by Dr. Viktor Frankl. Now, this is a really sad book, but it's a powerful transformation of a man's story searching for meaning in life. Now, I'm not going to give the entire premise of the book away, but I'm going to give you where this takes place. This is essentially a man's chronicle who survived the concentration camps during World War II. He was a psychiatrist prior to the war kicking off. He had major theses on life, the mind, and all these different things that were going to mean everything to him and change his life. Like, these were his life's work in paper. And the Nazis came and stripped everything away. Took his family, and how he survived and what he observed from other people within the concentration camps. This is the story of how he survived. What it really took when literally life strips everything away from you except your bones, your blood, and your body. Think about that. What would you learn if everything was taken from you? Everything you've ever worked for was stripped from you, and only thing you had left was your wits, your heart, and your mind. Think about that, the power that you could think and learn from a man who's walked through that. This book has sold well over, I believe, like 80 million copies, and that might be underselling it because it was almost not published. But I'm so glad it was, because I read this book in the early parts of the pandemic, and it really changed my perspective and helped wither away some of the truth in all of these different things that we struggle in. Well, again, this week's recommendation is A Man's Search for Meaning by Dr. Viktor Frankl. That is all I have, guys. We'll be back again for tomorrow. And also, don't forget, there is a link for that book down in the show notes.